Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy III with me, Get Daved. 3 with me. Also, some would call this Final Fantasy VI. That's not strictly untrue. Let's keep exploring the Magitech factory. We haven't had one of these fights in a while. Actually, I don't think you've seen these guys. Proto armor is pretty dangerous. You got two options. The usual, where we try getting hit with magic attacks like Fire Dance or Flash. The other is you can focus on one a bit more, a la the drill. I think Flash should be strong enough to do real damage anyway. Like all the other enemies, well, most of the other enemies in here, they have pretty high defense. Yeah, Flash and Fire Dance should be sufficient. I had 4 magic points, wow, that's pretty good. Alright, more exploring. There we go, gold armor. The hidden gem. I haven't played in a couple days, so I'm just going to double check here. There we go. So that leaves the gold shield outstanding and this treasure. Now, unfortunately, I did kind of bypass something I could have done. Well, there's a bit more walking anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's do that walking, shall we? I think up here? I don't really remember. The area is kind of confusing. Alright. Dang it! Almost there. Yes. And the gold shield. So now we've looted the place. The gold equipment's pretty good. One thing I always found interesting is that iron armor slowed down your overall speed. Gold armor does not. I guess it's nice and thin. Because nothing says tough like thin gold foil. Alright, now that we've done all the exploring, we're going to be able to get through here very quickly. Also, it's a Magitech factory. You cannot hijack the Magitech armor. At least not as far as I know. It would have a great impact on the overall difficulty of the game, though. And by great, I mean hilarious. Come on. Alright, let's go here. A little frustrating because I was one step away from a cutscene. Ah, it's Kefka! That ever-haunting laugh. Oh. Big secret. Statues, huh? I will restore my fine art collection! Ha 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 ha! You'll note Kefka doesn't truly understand how the magicite thing works, but that's okay for us. So Kefka's standing right there. Don't mind us. Whoa. Not sure where he went, but no matter. Go into the disposal area, and let's talk to these sympathetic espers. Because, well, they'll like us, won't they? Not talking to me. There's new enemies down here, by the way. It's Flan! Yes, you thought it was just a dessert. They come in 2 varieties. Every once in a while you'll get a group of what appears to be one Flan, but then another one will appear. Or sorry, then 2 more will drop down when you defeat the first one, and then you defeat both of them, and then 3 drop down. They're all susceptible to Fire Dance. Alright. Why can't we be friends? Now you gotta be careful, because a lot of our weapons are elemental. not locks. Okay, definitely not going to attack with Celes. Edgar's got the Thunderblade, that's not going to work particularly well, so we'll use Drill. It's defense piercing. Saban's got the Fire Knuckle, so we're going to have to Blitz, and I'm just going to go with Pummel. Gonna have Celes ready to go. He's only casting fire now, but he's got a lot more firepower than that. Alright then. Open fire, all weapons. Shiva is vulnerable to fire, so now we're gonna friggin' go for it. It's not as good as I hoped. Never mind, we're gonna play defense. And right on time. Yeah, you know what, screw it, just stick to non-elemental. Here we go. Now that we've beat them up, we've been pounding on them for a while, so they sense a kindred spirit. Rama used to beat the crap out of us too. Yes, even though I provided you with no evidence of that. I guess they sensed it. Oh no. Damn you, glass. Thank you. You don't actually have to get either of them, you can just walk away and miss them forever. Or I guess, sorry, you do have to get Shiva, not Ifrit. We'll save here. Worth noting, they're both awesome. You know, we've had some okay Espers thus far in the game, but both Ifrit and Shiva are really good ones that you want probably every character to equip as part of their development in the game. Boy, I wasn't paying very close attention to all that, so I was getting in a million encounters. Yeah, we're probably good like this for now. But yeah, I mean, maybe way later in the game you'll have more advanced Espers that teach you magic at a better rate or whatever, but for the vast majority of it, like, if you have a character who has no magic, Ifrit, Shiva, and Seraphim are probably your best 1, 2, 3s for getting them some learning. I don't think there's anything in any of their stairwells, aside from new enemies. These guys have level 5 Doom, which is always an annoying attack, even though I don't think it'll work on us. How it works is, any of your characters, dang it, who have a level which is a multiple of 5 will instantly die. There's also level 4 Flare, which casts Flare on all of you. Okay, let's do this properly. If your level's a multiple of 4, there's level 3 Muddle, which muddles you. And level unknown Pearl. So, level question mark Pearl looks at the last digit of your gold count. Your gold count no matter what, even if it's the enemy casting it. And then uses that as the basis. So, if you're really into micromanaging, try going into the final battle with 1 coin left in your inventory. These enemies are a bit more susceptible to physical attacks, so, you know, that's nice. A lot of them tend to have elemental immunity coming up here too, so I'd watch out for that. Give them both seizure status ailment. There we go. Not a very strong attack. Not so tough, are you? Alright. There's one quite good weapon in here, but I always forget the exact details of where it is, so I'm going to use a little bit of emulator cheating. Well, actually, I think it's over here. Rhinox, my old nemesis. They have life 3, which is called a re-raise in future games in the series, so when you die you automatically come back with fairly low life, but you come back. I guess it would make for a nice rage, but... aside from that, I mean, they can't even cast it. They'd be a lot more annoying if they could. Also, I think Thunder doesn't work particularly well on them. There we go. Yes, even though the emulator said it was an empty chest, it lied. The Break Blade... well... let's take a look at it, shall we? It's one of the few swords that can't be used by lock, because you can't really use the, I don't know, the more technical swords, although he can use most of the best ones in the game. And probably Celes is the best gain right now, although she did lose those 2 magic points. Not sure how I feel about that. Oh, Gobbler, the last enemy here. Also has Shim Sham. And not a lot of HP. And it's the Magi Master, everybody. Wait, no, number 024. Big trick to this boss is that he's constantly... oh my goodness, that was pummel I messed up. I'm not having a good day. So this boss constantly changes the magic element it's weak against. This would be a big deal. Very carefully now. You know, if magic was that huge a part of taking him out, but honestly, you can waste this guy just with defense-piercing attacks. And I recommend you do that. This could end badly. Float! You know, that was actually a pretty useful thing for her to do when she was confused. So yeah, the wall change was number 24, shifting the element he was weak against. If you're constantly scanning, and if you've got Fire 2 and Ice 2, you know, you can make a strategy out of it, but honestly, defense-piercing attacks are the way to go. Also, you can steal a something from them. You usually get the Blizzard, not the only reward, but we already have one. All my favorite critters. A whale, a Maduin, a unicorn, a phantom, a carbuncle, you know, technically I didn't have to pick up Ifrit's magicite. One person was commenting on how many Cids there are in Final Fantasies. Why yes, there's quite a few of them. for each game. Now they're gonna be slaughtered. Before the Empire was trying to take them alive and make them slaves. Now... But hey, we just doubled our magicite collection. We are not dubious. Now this is the big twist that upsets everyone, that she might have come here as a spy seeking to cause an uprising. I don't really think that's the worst thing. I mean, she's hanging out with us. I guess just that she might have had an ulterior motive. Oh, good. Yeah, it's situations like this. You're really gonna allow Kefka to give you doubt? No, that's so you, Kefka. Unless maybe. If you're very careful, you can see Celes hopping out of the way right before they charge. Couldn't take them in a fight, but she did use warp. Goodbye, Celes. Considering she was chained up and being beaten for being a traitor before, things aren't looking up for her. What happened? Oh, angst. And now an environmental disaster. Well, you've created a... Wait. Only at this point are you questioning the morality of your actions? Got a laboratory full of these critters that he's just draining power, creating an army that he knows is crushing all the other city-states on his continent. Ah yes, now that everyone knows the secret, I'm sure they're gonna listen to you. Well, guess you can have the break blade now, Edgar. Nah, I'm still good with this one. And let's conduct the Great Escape. Yeah. There's a situation that's not good for anyone. Both female characters are pretty strong, but also quite sympathetic in this game. Well, I guess there's technically 3 main female characters, but... Amazing Mode 7 graphics, everybody! Now, fun fact, I seem to recall there being 2 types of mag rotor enemies, but you're only going to really encounter the one. I think there are 2 versions of the Final Fantasy VI game. I think really that only got well known once you know, ROMs became pretty wide distributed and they started finding out that some had a version 1.0 header and others had a 1.1. And there are subtle differences between them. I think one of them might be the second type of mag rotor enemy. Later on in the game, there's also 2 other variants you'll encounter, also called mag rotor. They all have the same name. It can get confusing. So yeah, this goes on. You probably encounter maybe about 6 random fights before you reach the end. All these guys. But you know what? Let's go through it together. Enjoy the music. Do you like Terra's theme? You're about to hear it. Right about now. Wow, we're having a pretty good stretch here. We'll be out of this factory in no time. Also, you can steal, like, some skeins from these guys. I've neglected telling everybody about some of the good stealing around here, but on the Imperial continent there are some rare steals you can get from the enemies around that are pretty good. You can get a tiger mask. I think only Sabin can use that, maybe Gao, but it's pretty good. So there's that. Yeah, this gauntlet's not too difficult or anything. Fire Dance is total overkill. I wonder how they would have presented this in modern gaming. I wonder if it would have been something like the FF7 motorcycle sequence. The cool thing about Final Fantasy VI is that they didn't compromise on the narrative, really, aside from the limitations like in, oh goodness, I just hit the fast forward button going into a boss fight. I'm sure nothing bad will come of it. Yeah, they never, aside from limitations like what expressions the characters could show on their faces and stuff, they tried not to limit the narrative. But, boy, I wonder what they would do if they had, you know, the time and the money and the artistic vision to take another stab at telling the story. Of course, now I feel like Square Enix, the way it's currently run, would miss the point entirely, but... So, number 128, not a particularly dangerous boss. Like some you've seen in other Final Fantasy games, has 2 other components that you can kill, or they'll regenerate. Unlike in some other games, if you kill the center boss, all of it dies. Should probably be watching my HP a little more closely. Probably a lot more closely. Oh, I should just focus on Edgar. Now that's the worst thing that could have happened. At least Edgar's got a focused cure right now. Oh, if only we had a strong magic user. That's okay, he's got tons of life. There we go. Doesn't have that much HP, or particularly good defense or anything, so... But I mean, Net's a pretty horrible move. Edgar very slowly is learning Cure, too. Most of the espers you pick up in the second part of the Magitech factory aren't that great. Like, you know... Got Unicorn here, good Cure 2 rate. Most of the other spells can be learned faster elsewhere, but I guess that's a good mix. Maduin. is very good if you need to get someone learning the good offensive spells relatively quickly. Ice 2, Fire 2, and, well, not Bolt 2, but they can be learned faster from Ifrit and Shiva, along with a whole bunch of other useful spells. Bolt 2 is faster to learn from Maduin than Rama, interestingly enough. Bismarck, Strength plus 2 at level up, that's the first great bonus you get. You gotta work that thing as much as you can. I'm gonna go with Shout. I take it back, he's almost out of level up, I'm gonna go with Bismarck. Good talk, everybody. Now let's get out of here. Let's not use the save point, it's something I never regret. And you've seen this. Alright, and Edgar got a level up. Excitement, he wrote. So that Vigor plus 2 is a permanent upgrade now. Now, sadly, Bismarck spells are... I mean, you learn Ice and Bolt quickly, but that's not a big deal. But Sabin have to have happened to just learn Rasp and Osmose. Osmose lets you steal MP from enemies at a very, very good rate, and Rasp just fries their MP levels, their MP count. Yeah, that's not a bad choice. And we'll get out of here, safe and sound. Hi, Setzer. Oh, your sole motivation for coming with us? Don't worry about it. That's the smartest thing I've heard all day. Oh, crud. How Con-esque of you. Now, I don't know if those are supposed to be really far off in the distance, because they are huge. Okay. In this airship, we're probably free as a bird. I don't really see how two immobile cranes could catch us, but... Whoa! First fight with Setzer, everybody. He's not bad. Alright, you're in a pincer attack, so of course, strategy 1, eliminate the pincer. Setzer's slot machine is a special thing. Depending on what slots you line up, he does different moves. It does seem to help you. There's actually a really complicated bit of everything behind how it works. There's a good FAQ on that on Game Facts. Choco Bob was awesome. So if you really want to know how it all works, it's quite elaborate, but it's very, very fixed. Also, we're making pretty short work of these guys, so that's nice. 9 times out of 10 this fight goes pretty smoothly, but every once in a while we'll start casting Bolt 2 on you and attacking you in the back. Yeah, we did do all this to try finding her a bit of magicite that might help her, or preferably a live Esper, I guess. Alright, now I'm gonna have to stop the video here because there's another exposition bomb coming, and it'll make for a great video next time. I'll see you there.